call, and hello everybody who watches this later on YouTube or in some embedded form, because we are talking about video, so that's very exciting. And video is now the new normal, connecting brands and customers when offline interactions are still far from reverting to normal. Videos are bridging the gap for informing, educating, engaging, entertaining, and even socializing now with our customers. So I was looking up some stats. We have a lot of stats available about how important video is pre-COVID, but how much more important it is now with the pandemic and with staying at home, and some businesses open, some closed. So I went to find some stats on that, and I found some on clicks.com. Cisco estimates that by 2022, 82% of all created content will be video. And that was actually, they estimated that even before this hit. So I'm sure it's probably going to be even higher. But there's been an 80% rise in content consumption, 80% rise in content consumption since the pandemic hit. Video watch times are expected to reach more than 100 minutes a day. That's up from 60 minutes a day 2 years ago. And while it's not a new trend, the popularity of live streams has soared due to COVID-19. So whether for utilitarian, education, or entertainment purposes, US streaming consumption grew by 73% between February and March 2020. So we've said before, 64%, more than 6 people out of 10, say that they're more likely to buy something after watching a business video. And the biggest reasons that people say they are watching video right now, post-COVID or during COVID 2020, 33% to learn new skills, 31% for fresh, new, or unique content, 25% for reviews and product demos, 22% for information on brands, products, or services. What I thought was really interesting when I found this particular, it was marketingcharts.com, this particular set of information, was that there are 3 reasons in this list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that 3 reasons out of 7, that are purely emotional. 30% say they're watching more video right now to keep them going. 29% say they're watching video now to reset or recharge. And 25%, 1 out of every 4, are saying they're watching video right now to feel positive and to get some hope. So video has never, ever, ever been more important for a business or an organization of any kind. In addition to ads and promotional videos, video is now getting a stronger presence and a broader use in customer care and support, direct communication with prospects, educational means, and anything that you can think of. So specifically now I want to dial into the video business card, because we're topic for today. We all know what a business card is, right? It's a 2-inch by 3.5-inch piece of heavy paper that's got your name, your title, or some kind of description about what you do, the company's location, whether that's a website or a physical location or both, and some way to contact you, like a phone number and email address. And when you're networking or cold calling, the business card is commonly the left behind or mutually exchanged, or maybe you leave a couple extra, and your hope is that even if the receiving person doesn't need you today, they either will need you at some point in the future, so they'll keep your card, or they'll pass your card on to somebody else they know that needs what you have. Business cards are often included in marketing materials. It might be mailed to a prospect when shipping something, or so on. They're very utilitarian, and they've been an invaluable piece of business collateral for decades. While you might be hoping that your prospect hung on to that card for future use or to give it to someone else, the fact is they probably didn't. The average lifespan of a printed business card is 1 week, which means 88% of business cards are thrown away within 1 week. So the natural successor, we think, to traditional business cards are video business cards. They pack a much bigger punch into still a small space, but they let you convey personality and branding, emotional connection, concrete call to action, and they come complete with the all-important universal or niche buying why. Why should I buy from you? And while you've got the business card, which is, do I have one here? I do have one here. A lamppost coffee, 2 by 3.5 inches. So in my thinking, this is the size of a business card, and comparatively, a video business card is like having a billboard worth of this kind of information. Because a video business card, sorry, having word difficulties. A video business card, in 1 to 2 minutes, you can address all of the main unique driving questions that someone has. Who are you? Why do you do what you do? What types of people need your products or services? What should that person expect to be part of the customer experience with you? And what sets you apart? In other words, the video business card displays all the things customers need to make a decision about who they're going to do business with. Traditional business cards are distributed one-on-one, left on countertops, mailed out to prospects, but video business cards can be distributed 24/7, 365, and your prospect can't throw them away. So you can put them on any digital channel, including a website. If you're a person that's got, like a lot of times lenders will be part of a bigger organization, but they still have a page, can be embedded on that page. You can use it in your email signature as a link if you're just using Outlook, or embed it if you're using some kind of marketing platform, in your email newsletters, obviously, your LinkedIn profile, your YouTube channel, and social media, including Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and others. And you can also use your virtual business cards as an introduction or postscript when giving presentations like this one. We should have done one. We should have done one to postscript this presentation. Have it playing in your waiting room if you've got a TV in there. Set it to play as part of a trade show display, and so on.
Yes. Yeah. So I love talking about this because it has been so well received by our clients. We have a lot of fun doing it because people don't really like to talk about themselves. They don't really like to talk about, the boring like daily duties, but when you can bring it to life in such a fun, connecting way, it's a really good way to connect to potential clients. So, like I was saying, different ways video business cards can bring these elements to life. Just making sure that you're talking about what you do in your daily duties, but also what you like to do outside of work. So how are you spending your time at home with your family? And then if I'm watching that, oh, you like to hike. Oh, I like to hike. That's awesome. Let's talk about it and let's get to know each other a little bit more. So people remember 10% of what they hear generally. So if you're on a phone call with someone, they might remember 10% of what you say, 35% of what you see. So you watch or you see a business card and maybe you only remember like, oh, that was a company. I don't remember what your position was, and I don't really remember what you do. And then 65% of what you hear and see. So that's the video. People remember 65% of what they can visual and hear. And it's pretty obvious that video is much better for you to be memorable and relatable to your clients. Guy, can you pull up the example of what a business card is, a video business card?
Absolutely.
Just so you can get more of an idea of what we're talking about.
I think I just did the wrong one. Let's see. Where'd it go? Are you guys seeing it?
Yep.
Okay.
As a loan officer, I help people buy homes. I'm not your real estate agent, but I'm the numbers behind you buying your home. My name is Jennifer McGarry, and I'm a loan officer with Veterans United Home Loans. Because I'm a military spouse, I move a lot, and so being a loan officer means that I can have my job at any state and any area of the country. Outside of work, I'm a pretty basic person. I have 3 kids, a dog, 2 cats, and a military husband. So when we are off work, I like to hang out with them. I love working for VU. It's not hard for me to come into work every day and know that everything that I do is supporting my clients. I love when I can find a solution to something and break down the walls to help them get to homeownership. We are a team approach. So whenever you are a client with us, you get the whole team, and we are there cheering you on all the way to the finish line of buying your home.
All right. Cool. So as you can see, like, don't you feel like you know her so much better than if you just received a card? Like you feel connected to her, you know what she likes to do outside of work, you know the passion that she has for her work and what her company does. And she has used that video multiple ways, and we actually have cut that video in different splices of time. So that was like a minute and a half, but we also gave her a 30-second version, we gave her a 6-second version, we gave her a 15-second version, and these different versions are you're able to use them for different things. So if you want to just do a quick like Facebook ad and you only want like a 15-second video, you can capture the most important 15 seconds of, you know, what your job is, and also all that contact information on the end. You can have that within the 15-second one too, as well as the full length one. So video business cards, obviously is something that we offer, and it's totally one of the most fun things that we get to do, because we get to know these, you know, our clients really well, and they get to connect with their clients really well. So we love doing it. We feel like it gives the company and the professional the ability to show their passions and personality. And then, you know, if it's something you're interested, you can reach out to us on our website, or you can reach out to me directly, Sophia@marketingdesk.com. But we also understand that, you know, not everyone has the time or the means to do that right now, and you kind of want to do a DIY version, and that's totally great. And we're going to kind of go through now how to create your own video business card without, you know, having to do like a full production. So we found that when doing videos like this, it's good to kind of do like a question and answer format. So by doing it that way and like embedding the question in your answer, you're able to kind of like organize your thoughts, and it makes it really easy for the audience to understand what you're saying without you rambling on for, you know, an extra 2 minutes or whatever. So you obviously want to touch on what your name is and what your position is. Kind of highlight your overarching daily duties, and then what types of people do you help? You know, like, what is your field? Why do people come see you? You know, what is the problem that they want to solve by using your services? And then a fun question that I love to ask is like, what was your favorite moment in your job? Or do you have like just such a like a warm and fuzzy moment that you've had helping somebody? And when you're talking about it, a lot of times people, they get so animated and they just get so excited to talk about their job. And that is the moment that you want to capture on that video, because it's just, you have so much passion and people can relate to you really well. And then you don't have to just talk about your job. You can talk about your personal life, like talking about before. You know, living in the PNW, have a lot of outdoor activities here, and a lot of people like to take advantage of that. And so if you kind of touch on that, it gives them something to relate to you later. And then, you know, if there's anything else that you want to talk about, any kind of special promotions coming up, or, you know, like any kind of targeted metric for your company right now, you can touch on that too. So that, by answering questions like that, you're really organizing the flow of the video without having to have the questions appear on the bottom. It's just very straightforward. So do we want to add any of this at the end?
I have some boring information about how adding video to your website, your YouTube, social media, favorably impacts you with Google search in particular. And you want that because the more people that find you in Google search, the more you're filling up that lead pipeline. Everybody knows it's a numbers game, right? So besides practical applications of promoting your brand, introducing yourself to prospects, starting that relationship building that you need to eventually get a conversion of some kind, video can get your website ranked higher in Google search because it is a quality factor. One of the ways that Google decides a website is a good quality is having different forms of media on a page. So not just text, but you've got imagery, and you've maybe got a poll or something interactive, and you've got some video. Video's a very high quality piece. A lot of B2B and business business to business and business to consumer. Brands have launched their own video websites. They're investing heavily in video because it's a traffic driver. People are more likely to visit your website by watching a video on YouTube or social media than they are in finding you in any other kind of content. Another Google ranking factor is the amount of time a visitor spends on your website. So obviously somebody comes to a web page, maybe they're looking around and they click off, that's a pretty short visit. But if they come to your web page and they look around, but then they spot that video and they play that, you know, that might be 2 or 3 more minutes that somebody's on that page just because they watched that video. And in fact, 3 out of 4 people, I think it's 76% last stat I read, 76% of people would rather watch a brand video than read the same content in a blog post or on a web page, even if both are conveying the exact same information. Video can also have a positive ripple effect across your social media because there's a very strong and real correlation between high volumes of social shares and higher positions in search engine results. And last but not least, for sure, is the Google ranking factor of backlinks. That's other websites that link back to yours. So even though Google says that quality content is king, and we are all about quality content, we really invest in that heavily. We're not a backlink company, but a lot of SEO experts roll their eyes a little bit at backlinks. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, but backlinks are still really important for SEO. And it's a perfect opportunity for you to get high quality website traffic, and that can dramatically, again, boost your rankings. That in turn produces real sales and conversions. So I save that boring stuff for the end, because even though it's kind of, I didn't want to put you to sleep in the middle, but it's still really important because that's what we're talking about is sales and conversions, right? Is somebody taking action you want them to take. So Google Video really helps your website and social and email and all of those other pieces perform better. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions?
Did we go too fast?
Go ahead, Al.
Okay. Also,
Yeah, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we're going to go back and take those questions. We have a list of questions and we'll put that on a PDF so that can be a supplemental to this where somebody could download it. If they are wanting to do their own DIY selfie video, they can literally have a list of questions and just go through it. You know, hello, my name is Elizabeth Krause. I'm the co-owner of Marketing Desks, and I like to produce quality content for websites. And then you talk about the people or the solutions, et cetera. And if you have those questions, it really does create that flow that Sophie was talking about so that you stay on point and you're not sitting there trying to think, or you go the other route where you overscript something and it doesn't feel natural. So like just asking yourself the questions, you don't have to ask them out loud, but answering them as though somebody had just asked them to you really.
So did you guys produce that video of that example that you shared with us?
Yeah, that they're one of our clients, and it's been so fun because it started with a couple of them who wanted it, and then they brought on like 4 or 5 new loan officers, and we've done one for every single one in the office because they've really enjoyed it and they see the impact that it's having.
Oh, I was going to say, first of all, great job. I was very impressed by that video, and I was wondering a little bit about the ROI, but it sounds like they are seeing kind of an increase. Some sort of metrics or evaluation of the video business card has made an impact.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they were talking about other loan officers in their company who have seen them and are now curious about them. So not only is it's great for those loan officers, they're now reaching out to other branches. So I think it's they're very, very happy with them, and they're also using them a lot though. They're using them in their email tags and they're using them on their website, and it's just a really fun way to connect. So
great.
Yeah.
That actually wasn't my question. I just wanted to give you a kudos for a really great video. I was very, very impressed by that. I'm curious for those of us who are more old school, or for when we get back into being able to meet face-to-face at these networking events, like with the chamber or other groups, how does a video business card work in that way? Like, how would you share, like if you want to get away from the paper business card that's going to last a week, how can I remember who you are and how to contact you if I'm face-to-face? How does that work?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, everyone's still going to have a regular business card, so you do have that option. But more and more networking events that I go to, I see a lot of people sharing their Facebook business pages right there. So it's like, hey, I work for the marketing desk, so I'm going to share my page link with you. And now they can visit the Facebook page, which houses that video on it.
And you can also put on your paper business card, you could throw a QR code on there. That so if somebody just scans that, or even I'm meeting Sophie, and we hold up our phones, and she can scan my QR code and get my video business card right in her phone. So there's a lot of ways to use it, even face to face.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Good question.
With the times.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know the chamber has, if you go to the link section in the chamber on our Instagram, we use a service called Linktree. And if you click into it, it's got multiple different links that you can go through. One of them, I think, is a link to our Facebook, a link to our Twitter, a link to our YouTube. And you can do kind of whatever you want with those links. So if you were sharing, say, in person, being like, oh, follow me on Instagram, in that Linktree, you could literally just put one, video business card. And have it just click right there and they can pull it up. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question. So you offer the services, I know you mentioned a series of questions for that, kind of like if we wanted to do it ourselves. But that video that you shared with us, you guys produced it. So you do offer the services of just coordinating the whole thing, getting that thing ready, and then being able to break it into the 5-second clip, the 20-second clip, write different versions of it to be able to be used elsewhere. Do you offer other services? Because I saw you were mentioning something about the linking. So is there kind of like your services where you offer continuous posting that to social media and keeping kind of like a campaign going, or is it more focused on just building those video clips?
Yeah, no, we're a full service marketing agency. We actually started on more on the digital side. And I used to be just solo, used to just be me on my own. And so I build WordPress websites. And Sophie does now too. But on my own, I was just kind of doing content marketing, and it was actually kind of an evolution because I'd worked for companies, and then as a employee, I was a very good consultant. So I'd go in and work for a company for 2 years, get bored and leave. And what happened was, out of that, one of those companies that I left said, hey, would you just continue to do this for us as a consultant? So now, instead of trying to find another job, I'm a business owner, and it actually has worked really well. So I'm managing websites, doing email marketing, social media marketing. And then Eric Peterson, who's not here today because he's on site with a client, is my son, full disclosure. Sophie's my daughter-in-law. And Eric came to me and said, Mom, I think I joined journalism from University of Montana. And what he'd done there is he'd run every aspect of a newsroom. He produced things for PBS, for the University of Montana. So he brought a full range of photography and digital video production capabilities. So it was like, okay, instantly, we're not just doing digital marketing now, we've got these other services we can offer. So that's why we're able to do them in-house. It's actually really comfortable. Sophie and Eric are usually, they always do the video stuff. And so they'll come and they do it really, it comes out really organic, because when we're talking about those questions, rather than you learning some kind of script or feeling like you have to memorize everything about your business, they'll literally be asking you those questions and you're just answering them. So it becomes more organic, it feels more modern. You'll remember everything you wanted to say, and then it's edited. So if you rambled on or made a mistake, no one will ever know unless we do a blooper reel.
But yeah, we do have clients where we do those videos and we are in charge of pushing those out to social and having a posting calendar and all that jazz. But today we were talking about just building the video, but we absolutely offer the rest of that too.
Well, we just got back yesterday, literally. We just did a 2-day turnaround because we brought on a new client in Spokane, and they're a salon distributorship. And so they needed everything. They needed a website, they needed social media, email, and everything. And then we said, hey, we do video too. And as part of our retainer, we'll come over once a year and do video. So we just literally went over there and shot their whole brand video and met their team and took a bunch of cool photos.
Had a testimonial.
It was really exciting in the time of COVID and masks, figuring out how to do that. But we were able to do that. So we really love it. We love the whole, just doing the whole piece of it if we can. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for your answer.
Any other questions for our amazing speakers today?
You guys want to know when Sophie's due?
Oh, I'm also pregnant.
Well, since you asked, yes.
Yes, I'm due November 7th, but I have a strong feeling he's coming this month, so it could be any day.
Congratulations.
We've announced this in chamber before on first pregnancy.
Yeah.
And when we got on pre-call with Guy, I said, oh yeah, and Sophie's gonna have a baby in a month. He's like, you're pregnant?
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen anybody since March, so it's been tough to, give him the updates.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like when he just a solid photo of you holding your stomach for the entire chamber membership to see oh, by the way,
go to her Facebook page.
Yes. Yeah. I'll send you something.
Well, if nobody has any other questions, I want to thank our speakers, Sophie and Elizabeth, for giving us a little intro on how they do video business cards within their business, but then also giving us a fun DIY on how to do it yourself.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
It was great to have some interaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.